Hey y'all, hey. I'm kidding. Hey. Sorry guys. Hey everyone. I hope everyone is doing good out there. It is Arlie here with My Journey My Way. And I just wanted to come on here and really just encourage you guys. I, however, am actually supposed to be literally packing for a trip for New York tomorrow. Not just a trip, I have a prayer summit. And if you were like me, then of course you would leave packing until the night before. So I am not gonna be before you guys long, but I do want to come on here and really just give you some encouraging words, because the Lord has been dealing with me for these past couple of days, guys. And I figured if he is really touching and moving me into new places and new levels, and of course I want to get on here and encourage someone else. So without further ado, we are going to be talking about consistency, guys. All right. So before we get into the consistent part, right, and I know myself, I've talked about this whole process has been due to my weight loss journey and also my spiritual walk in Christ. So I really just want to emphasize, when I talk about consistency, I first want to acknowledge that we all have goals, and whether it be weight loss, whether it be finishing school, whether it be buying a house, cleaning your house, which is also something I'm in the middle of, just a goal that we set before ourselves. There are necessary steps that need to be taken in order to reach that goal, right? So we'll just take my weight loss journey. So as some of you or all of you may know at this point, I had joined the Herbalife community in March of 2018. So for a couple of months now. Prior to that, I had honestly been losing weight on my own, but I got to this point where I was at this plateau. And I knew some amazing people, some great Herbalife coaches, and I was like, let me just try this out to see if I can get past my plateau, back into my goals, and down to my goal weight. And of course, with anything new, just like children, we play with a toy, we go hard. And then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we fall off. And we as people have to realize we do fall off, and that is not the worst part of our journeys. Sometimes the worst part of our journeys is not the falling, but it's not getting back up. It's the resiliency piece. So understanding that, yes, I have been fluctuating with my weight, right? My whole goal is to get the rest of this weight off, and I'm not going to say by any means necessary. I want to be healthy, I want to be fit, I want to make sure that I'm fueling my body and that I'm not harming my body. So the goal is to be as natural as possible, right? So of course I joined the Herbalife community. I took some supplements and I lost a significant amount of weight in the very first month. And then from there, like I said, like a child with that new toy, sometimes it gets old, and it's not because the toy lost any color. Sometimes we just put it to the side. Sometimes the toy is just not as brand new, right, as it used to be when we first got this. That's how I was with Herbalife. And I had to be honest with myself. It's not that the products weren't working. It's not that the products weren't even going to work. But I didn't stay consistent with my plan to produce the necessary results that I truly desired. I desired to get onto this program, to get off of this plateau. And that's exactly what happened until I decided that, okay, this gets a little hard, it's a little complicated, so now I'm going to go back to doing what I used to do. And of course, what I used to do wasn't producing the necessary results. So of course, on this journey, first we have to be accountable. Get yourself an accountability partner if you cannot be accountable for yourself. But I had to acknowledge that, Arlie, you are not getting the necessary results because you yourself are not consistent. So God really dealt with me with that. And I mean, he didn't just drop it in my spirit. He smacked me up with it. And he is so allowed to do that because he is God, our Father first. He corrects his children when we are wrong. the amazing thing about God and his love and his grace is that he can smack us up but still put a band-aid on it after to smooth things out. But he always gives us a necessary solution, but we have to be open to receive that revelation. He really had to deal with me like, daughter, you want these results. You literally want to be better in your health. You want to be fit. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be fit. But you are not consistent with this thing. And then not only did he smack me with that, y'all, but then he smacked me with kind of like how your spiritual life is. And I was like, Dad, God, like, Dad, you did not have to do me like that. But how true is it? How true is it that we expect results from God, but we're not consistent with our Bible? We are not consistent with our prayer life. We are not consistent with the things that he is expecting us to do here on earth, but we want him to produce results. And it's just like, you don't even understand some of it until you're right in it. And when I tell you that that thing hurt, but it was a realization that I needed to just push me one step further in my journey, to push me one step further in my spiritual walk, to push me one step further in my weight loss journey. He held me accountable so I can be consistent. And it's not just, I'm saying, with Herbalife, I'm saying with anything you do to get your weight loss down or to get weight gain or whatever your personal goals are. You have to be consistent. He's given us the tools. He's given us the wisdom. But it's up to us to be consistent, to put the work in that we need to do in order to produce the necessary results. And it really just translated that back to my spiritual life. I'm asking God to help me be a more forgiving person. I'm asking God to help me to be a more loving person. I'm asking God to show himself mighty and true in my life. I want him to have all of these results, but I'm not getting into my word. I'm not getting into my prayer closet. I am not being even open to receive a blessing. I'm hindering my own self. I'm hindering my own walk. I'm hindering my own weight loss because I'm not being consistent. So I really just want to encourage you, because God had to hurt my feelings, and I want to help y'all before y'all even get to that point, in order to see the results in any aspect of our life, whether it be natural, whether it be spiritual. We have to be consistent. I saw this meme the other day that says, God, we ask God for a cake, but when he gives us eggs, pan, butter, oil, some flour, we complain and we give up. And it's just like, we don't put in the necessary work that needs to be done to get this end result. He gave us everything that we desire ultimately comes from tools we already possess within ourselves, but we are not consistent. We pick up the weight loss stuff, we pick up the diet plans, we pick up great exercise, then we put it down. We pick up our prayer life, we pick up our Bibles, we do what we need to do, but then we put God on the back burner. And it's just like, we want all of these amazing results, but we're not being consistent enough to get them. And then, like myself, I get upset because it's just like, I'm not seeing the results. God, I'm putting in the work, but he's like, no, you're putting it in when you feel like it, and you're putting it down when you feel like it, but you still expect the ending to look like the ending. So I really encourage you. And guys, like I said, whether it be weight loss, whether you want a book, whether you're working on forgiveness, whether you're working on your deliverance, whether there is something in your life, a common goal that you're getting to, ask yourself these questions. What am I doing? What tools did God give me? And how am I getting to that goal? How consistent am I? And if you're not consistent, make sure that you sit down with yourself, that you hold yourself accountable, and that you're truly using not just the tools, but you're being persistent, that you're doing what you need to do, that you're running this weight race until you get to that finish line, whether it be in your natural walk or your spiritual walk. Make sure that you're being completely consistent to get the results that you truly truly desire. So I love you guys so very much, and I really will report back to you guys when I get back from this prayer summit, because I'm pretty sure that God is going to be pouring into me so that I can pour out to you guys. I love you guys so much. Have a good night.